Came here to say who won it from the jump. We can't get exactly what you want. Came here to say that you don't really want it with us. Yeah, we live, you know. We came here to say that you don't really want it with us. Yeah, the sports show.
Yeah.
Yo.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Yerrr Sports Show, episode 141. I am your host, Big Baby, a.k.a. the soul of R&B. And to my right, we have the two-time winner of Pick 5, the Queen Tay.
What's going on, everybody? How's it going? How's your week?
It's going. It's been a week. I'm getting ready to head back to Dallas next week, so I'm cool.
I hate that you have to keep going to that city.
Listen, they're paying me to go, and they're paying for me to eat and all that stuff. I'm not saying nothing.
I know. Don't complain.
I ain't gonna complain. The only thing I'm complaining about is when I land, I got a couple hours before I have to go back to work. But
I know that's the rough part, man.
Yeah, that'll get handled. How's your week, man?
My week has been fantastic. I was actually on vacation.
Yes, you were.
So I had a great time. I mean, the month of August has been pretty much like living it up. You know, I had Beyonce. I had my first. It kicked off with my grandmother's 90th commemoration. Then it was Beyonce. Then it was my grandfather's 90th. Then I spent some time in the DR and living my life, man. It's been good. Work hard, play hard.
Listen, it's basically your summer vacation while you're working.
Yeah, so. And you know I ever take time off.
Never.
You know,
like,
so it felt good to have a little bit of a pause.
How many times you took off.
Yeah. And those are usually for health-related reasons.
Yeah, you took off for health, a couple times, and that one time where you were home for a couple of weeks because they basically told you to stay home for 2 weeks. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope.
It felt good to have a pause.
Listen, amen to that. How was DR anyway?
And I wanna say shout outs to me because even though like I'm on an international tour, I still showed up on time. Where's Matt? Where's Pete?
Listen, that seems the story of our lives here on the Yerrr Sports Show.
Yeah, like come on.
It seems the story of our lives. I came from work, put everything together before I got to work, put it here. But this is not to bash our brothers because I don't want that.
No, they're gonna get bashed. They're gonna get bashed because I'm on a limited time.
Right.
I'm on limited time. Today is date day, baby.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I might have to send this link out to other people. I should have been. Look, that's me. I should have been prepared for this, knowing better.
Like, dude, get it together.
Right. But unfortunately, the first thing I really want to talk about, because they're not here and nobody can interrupt us while we're speaking about this. Let's talk about the Jets and their lack of offensive line.
Yo, so Aaron Rodgers is going to get beat up. He's going to get beat up this season.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get beat up this season. Their offensive line is straight trash. Like, the whole goal, Aaron Rodgers spent most of his career having great pass protection, right? Yes. So he was able to make off some miraculous plays, and he's not that good on his feet. So at the end of the day, you're going to see a lot of play action style passes coming from the Jets because they don't have enough heat on the offensive line to protect their quarterback. I think the Jets went from being one of the best defensive teams over the past couple of seasons to now I don't think that they are looking at protecting an older veteran quarterback who's basically washed up.
Yeah. I just hope he takes care of their young quarterbacks, unlike he did to Jordan Love, who's pretty much getting thrown into the fire now.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and, and say what you want, people like, oh well, he's been in the league 4 years, he should know how to do. Listen, for whatever reason, them old Green Bay quarterbacks don't like teaching young quarterbacks anything. It's been a back-to-back thing. And you can't expect Jordan Love to be the next Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. But he hasn't shown us that. He hasn't been able to show us that. So I just hope the Jets.
But everybody just thinks that the Jets are gonna go straight to the Super Bowl because of having Aaron Rodgers.
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers had some pretty dope ass teams over the
Right.
past like 10 years, and he hasn't. The last time he won that was Super Bowl in 2009.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me all those years they had Clay Matthews, all those years they
Mhm.
had other defensive type of staples that they couldn't, make a deep run in the playoffs. So you mean to tell me now you have a 75-year-old Aaron Rodgers and a young team that's filled with pretty decent weapons, but you have to
Mhm.
protect your arsenal too.
Yeah. You do have to protect your arsenal. But the problem is with the Jets, they just spent 35 mil or close to it on Dalvin Cook. So again, if you getting a running back, you will also need an offensive line to protect the running back so he can get out and do his thing. So we'll see. Welcome to the show, Pete.
Well, well, well. Look who decided to join 7 minutes late.
Well, rejoin. I was here before we went live, and then my internet conked out and decided to not want to let me back in.
Yeah.
But I am here. I was listening to what you were saying. And listen, Dre, I said this in our last episode. The Jets need to get offensive line help at the end of the day because you need to protect Rodgers. It's not like he is a mobile quarterback and can really do things that, you would want him to be able to do to avoid pressure.
Mhm.
And I mean, at the end of the day, this is the biggest thing, though. I don't know if y'all have heard this, but there are rumors around the league that Rodgers is trying to recruit one of his favorite targets to come to the Jets. And
Is
depending on
his
how
name?
the team
Is his name Peyote?
No, it's
Mhm.
Devontae Adams. And
Oh,
the thing that's going around is that if the Raiders are out of it, they would probably be okay with moving Devontae, and his
yeah.
desired destination would be the New
Is the
York Jets.
Jets? You sound like a hapless Jets fan right now. That is comedy. That's like me saying Odell Beckham Jr. wants to come back to the New York Giants. Word around the street is that he wants to play with Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. And why don't we bring Eli Manning back to the fold too?
Speaking of your Giants, Queen, why is Daniel Jones
He sounded
not
so sassy, Dre.
Yeah.
Dre.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What did Daniel Jones do now?
No, I was going to ask, why is Daniel Jones not seeing any time in tonight's preseason game?
Because
Why does he?
Danny
Why does he
Dimes
have
doesn't
to?
need Danny Dimes doesn't need the reps. We need to rest him.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? And this is something that's been interesting. So I don't know if y'all noticed what the NFL has done with the schedule recently. Now you've got big time division games, weeks 1 and week 2. And
Mhm.
it kind of blows my mind that starting quarterbacks and starting lineups are still being thought to be rested during the preseason when you now have these vitally important games in the first 2 weeks of the season. If anything, I want my starting unit to be as on one as possible.
I do think that he should be playing some snaps during the preseason. I
I
do.
mean,
I do think he should be. And to
we
be honest with you, and this is gonna shock some people, the two or three people who listen to our show.
right
I am.
the ones
I
who watch.
actually. I my stance, and quote me on this, and I'm really comfortable with saying this. Now that Aaron Rodgers is on the Jets, right? I do not feel as hard pressed about him being washed up as I did when he was on the Packers. It's very similar to how I felt when Brady went to the Buccaneers. But he's no Brady. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I mean, I want them to do well, actually. So I like I said, for me to say that, knowing I've been on Aaron Rodgers for the past 4 years, I do
Hmm.
want them to do well. But I do not appreciate my brother in podcasting, Peter, the moment I said something about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, he switched it right back on my Giants in a
It,
very sassy way.
it's gonna
Well,
happen all
no,
year.
I don't. No,
Yeah.
no. I'll be very honest, and I'm saying this. I'll say this about Aaron Rodgers as well.
Hmm.
I don't want it to be seen like I'm only saying about Danny Dimes. The reason why I think it's more important for someone like Danny Dimes is because he is a lot younger. He doesn't have that as much experience as Rodgers does in the NFL, and we've only seen really one good year out of Daniel Jones when we look at the totality of his career so far with the Giants. And when you're
Hmm.
talking about two massive division games that could, by week 3, make or break the Giants season, depending how this division does, same with the Jets. I'm more worried about Daniel Jones getting preseason snaps than I am with a 36-year-old, a 39-year-old Aaron Rodgers, because we know what Aaron Rodgers, the back of the baseball card or the back of the football card for Aaron Rodgers, what that looks like. Right,
That
we
looks
don't
like a whole lot
necessarily.
of it looks like a whole lot of overrated if you ask me. But
I'm not going to hold you on that.
And
I'm not going to
drugs
hold you on.
and
Unlike
drugs.
unlike Matt, I'm not going to hold you on that. At the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers has proven one thing: he is a great regular season quarterback,
yes he
and
is.
he does
Yeah.
not perform. He has not performed up to the same statistics that he does in the regular season in the postseason. So don't get me wrong. I think Aaron Rodgers has the ability to take us to a great regular season, but I'm not necessarily sitting here saying, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers is going to win a Super Bowl. Could he? Yes. Does he have the ability to? Yes. But am I pinning my hopes that it's going to happen like a lot of Jets fans? No, because I know what he's done in Green Bay. And it's been one Super Bowl his entire career.
Now, my thing is my concern about Daniel Jones playing in the preseason. I do like while I get what you're saying, Pete, like he should have a few snaps. He should play a couple of downs just to get his knees under him. But we are
Hmm.
also I feel like in order for Daniel Jones to feel like the man in New York, he has to be treated like the man in New York. And if we want him to be the superstar that the Giants need, it's something that we saw glances of last season. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I think you allow him to rest up a bit. And also, didn't he come off a bad injury too last season as well?
He did. He was hurt last season.
He got hurt. He got hurt towards the end. And
Hmm.
while I'm gonna also disagree with the first 2 weeks being vital, only because the certain teams don't hit their stride until weeks 4 and 5. Like you have teams like the Minnesota Vikings that play like trash the first weeks of the season, and then they go on a deep 6-0 run, and then there you go again. Kirk Cousins is in the divisional round.
I
That
agree
damn
with
Kirk
you, Tay,
Cousins always find his way to the
but
damn playoffs.
He always
but
finds him
Tay,
and them damn Vikings. They always find their way into the divisional. I don't know how. I don't know when. But I guess because we don't get those casts.
No, no,
But
we don't get them little lob up games
they
that
look
they
a
get.
whole lot mediocre. Yeah, they look a whole lot mediocre in the beginning. And I do feel like there's a different pressure It's like I don't want to compare Rodgers playing snaps and Mahomes playing snaps to Daniel Jones playing snaps because you have these teams. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers has Super Bowl aspirations. Him being with the
Yeah.
Jets, it's not like if the Giants. No, I hate to sound like this, but if the Giants just make it to the first round of the playoffs, they're going to continue it. They're going to consider this a successful year for us.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. But again,
Period.
Tay, I think you had teams that were able to have shitty weeks 1, weeks 2, weeks 3, and maybe even week 4 because you also weren't playing division games that early, right? That's what's so different about this year. You're
Wait, but we
literally
always
playing.
play divisional games early. I mean, usually the Giants are playing either the Cowboys or the Eagles game 1.
We play all three divisional games the first 4 weeks
The
of the
first
damn
4 weeks of
season.
every first 4. Yeah, I remember it was either the Giants Cowboys. Now it's Giants Eagles, and then Giants. What's their name? The Commanders, the Redskins.
Commanders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dre,
So,
what's the Giants schedule this year?
I have not paid attention.
Let's see.
Could you pull that up, Dre?
Yes. Oh no, that's
because I mean, don't get me wrong. With the way the Jets' schedule looks in the first 4 weeks, there are a lot of people that saying if the Jets can go 2-2, we're golden. I don't think that's going to be the case for the Giants.
So
if they go 2-2, a lot of people.
The Giants are playing the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Their first game is the Cowboys, like I said, usually. Then it's Cardinals, 49ers, Seahawks, Dolphins, Bills. So to be honest with you, the Giants have a pretty decent first four game stretch that they could easily go 3-1. And then the real test is in the middle of the season when they're facing these over 500 playoff contending teams towards the middle. The good thing I like is that they're keeping them away from the Eagles until the end. You get what I'm saying?
But I worry. You can't.
Little Romeo.
Don't get me. Don't get me wrong, Tay.
Don't start your shit.
I don't think.
It's not my fault. My computer's acting stupid.
Go ahead, Pete.
I don't think. You're right. That schedule. Let's just be honest. That schedule is a bit brutal, with the exception of the Cardinals game for the Giants. And while I don't think the Cowgirls are necessarily a great team this year, you also can never underestimate a division game. And we know that when it comes to those division games, it's always an entirely different world. For some reason, these teams just tend to play better when they play their division rivals.
I do think that's a good 4-game. I do think that's a good 4-game stretch, a winnable 4-game stretch for the Giants. I do feel like I don't feel like the Seahawks are going to be any better this year than they were last year. I don't see, the 49ers are another team that's always on the brink of greatness but collapse towards the end. And without Garoppolo, I don't know what they really look like this year either. You get what I'm saying? And then you have the Cowboys. You have the Cowboys, who we definitely, with Ezekiel Elliott going to the damn Patriots, we really don't know how good they're going to look either. So these are out of those 4 games. I could easily see the Giants going 3-1 or 2-2, being realistic. Now, if they go 0-4 or 1-3, New York has problems.
I think if they go 2-2, I think if they go 2-2, I think a lot of people are going to look down on that. I think the Giants kind of have to go 3-1 or possibly even 4-0 in the first 4 weeks.
I don't think so.
I don't think they will either. Listen, I think they beat the Cardinals. I think they beat the 49ers. Because I don't trust the 49ers.
I think they beat the
I don't think they beat
game
the
against the
49ers.
Cowboys just because it's a division game.
I think they beat to be honest with you, I see them beating the only team I see them losing against that week. I honestly see them losing against either the Cowboys or the Seahawks. Now the Seahawks, is Geno their starting quarterback again?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I feel like last year was a fluke.
Yeah, Geno Smith is the QB.
Okay, so as
Yeah,
Jets
it's
fans,
Geno.
you guys should know that Geno Smith had a renaissance last season, right?
Mhm.
That's not going to carry over again. I'm sorry. So you know what? Giants go 3-1 the first 4 weeks with their only loss coming to the Cowboys.
I think they go 3-1, but I think they lose to the Niners because the Niners
I think
defense.
they lose to the Niners. I think they could lose to the Niners too. The,
Yeah,
the Niners
I just think the
are a
defense
beast.
of the Niners. I think the
Yeah.
defense of the Niners will have the Cowboys. I mean, I'm sorry, the Giants struggling, and I think the Cowboys game is a toss up because every time we play them at the beginning of the year, it's a close game. It's not a blowout
Every
like people
single
expect.
time. And
Every single
Ezekiel,
time it's a close game.
exactly. Ezekiel has a. I mean, what weapons do the Cowboys really have right now?
Michael Parsons.
Um,
That's it.
it's the Cowboys defense is their best weapon because I'll be damned if I'm like, yeah, Dak Prescott who threw 15 ass interceptions and just said online and everywhere, I'm not throwing more than 10. How
I don't
about you
see him.
say I don't want to throw any? How's that? Like,
Honestly, I don't see him turning over the ball to that capacity this season. But I mean,
Me either. I don't see them turning over. Wait, you in the gold chain? Like, what is going on with you?
I told you I'm outside. Don't be doing me like this. I'm outside.
Are you having like a midlife crisis?
A little
I know
bit.
I am.
A little bit. I know
Listen,
you are.
listen.
We know you are.
Excuse
Matt
you?
over here.
oh shit.
Matt
We know you are.
Matt over here. Matt over here giving me his
You
best
dress like
Sebastian
you
Telfair
dress
vibes.
you dress like an undercover cop in a TV.
Yeah.
What the hell?
You the ones in the train station with the jean shorts and that?
Yeah, with the khaki and the Yankees jersey.
Right.
I gotta get me the Yankee hat, right?
Yeah, the Yankee jersey, and you
With the
gotta turn it back,
ACDC
and you gotta
shit,
turn it
yeah.
backwards.
Yeah.
Right. Or you gotta wear a basketball jersey with the t-shirt under it.
Yeah,
Wow.
with jorts,
with
Jordan,
jorts.
and not Jordans, the Jumpmans.
Snap it.
You gotta play the team
That's
Jordan.
how I know it's an undercover cop. When I see them with the jorts and the Jumpmans, I'm like, you ain't no damn.
That's like real circa 2005 type shit.
Bro, that's
Yeah,
Notion Avenue A train all day.
Yeah.
They just sitting there like,
Yeah.
hello, yeah, no, hello, police, hello, officer. I hope you have a
Good
great day.
afternoon, officer. How are you today? I'm not an officer. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. If I'm not an officer, watch this. Now you flinch at them, and then they flinch too. I got you.
You look like Martin Lawrence in Bad Boys.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like for real, this season of Yerrr, y'all really been on one. Y'all really been coming for my neck. I'm
Fight
lagging.
back.
Right.
Fight back.
I'm lagging this because I like it. I'm for it. It's dope. It's
Yeah.
cool.
It got boring. It got boring getting on Pete for the past 2 years. So
I
we have
know.
to turn that down.
Pete got the brunt of it. I'm sorry. So
Yeah, Pete got the
we
brunt
need
of
a
it.
new.
Like,
It's your turn, and maybe next year it'll be Dre's turn because they ain't never gonna be my turn because none of y'all can beat my mouth.
Wow.
I ain't even gonna try. I ain't even gonna try on that one.
oh no,
You
thank that,
know.
Pete. No.
You know.
Oh, no.
You know.
Anybody
You
can get it.
guys
I don't
know.
that.
You
Anybody.
guys know that I am Petty LaBelle.
Oh yeah, we know. There's a whole half episode of us go back and forth with each other.
I think I had her number the first season.
No, you didn't have a damn thing. I had your
What you
number.
talking about? Everybody was jacking the Golden Girls around that time. What you talking about?
Is that why she beat you 2 years in a row in fantasy?
You fucking cheated. You cheated.
Because you had her number?
Pete, you won last year. Why you giving credit to the person who beat you 2 years in a row?
Cheating.
Like,
Fucking cheating.
I'm a hater. I lost all 3 years. So I don't care.
And technically, I didn't lose one of them years.
You know
If you really want to, I
Wait,
should have
wait,
lost
wait,
the
who-
first one.
Who
Listen,
lost? Jack Tutty?
listen, Detective Miller. Listen,
Nah.
Detective
Who lost?
Miller.
Jack
No.
Tutty?
listen. Mira.
Yo, you gotta relax. You gotta relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, Honestly, when he popped on the screen, I thought Sebastian Telfair was making a guest appearance.
Facts.
Oh, y'all really funny.
You know who I met today? I met Avery Johnson.
Damn, him and Matt the same height too, for sure.
Yeah.
No, he's taller than that.
But unlike Matt, Avery Johnson won a championship.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
Really doing this.
Matt, you know what it is? We are just so proud of your glow up. Like you came here looking like a Rastafarian the first season. You always had a do rag on, we didn't know what. And you had
with the flap out.
You had the little tapeworm dreads that looking like 1992 Cool Runnings. Okay. And then you ended up looking like Maxine Shaw from Living Single, looking like you had a whole, like you was a single baby mama, baby mother with an F.
Well, he was wearing handcuffs also. Like he was on handcuffs. Yeah.
But you were looking like a straight. And then one day we popped on the screen, and you started looking like a New Orleans hot boy.
Yo, I swear, honestly,
I love your villain era. I love your bad bitch era. Like I am here for like I love it. Like me personally, I know how it feels because once my hair turned blonde, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Once I dropped some pounds, you know what I'm saying? And my hair turned blonde, I had a whole renaissance. So, Matt, you are joining me in our bad bitch era. Like, Pete decided to go get a girlfriend, so now he probably just let himself go. And Dre,
I'm moving silent.
You moving silent, so we don't know what the hell you be doing.
I know what he's doing. He can have a whole baby
on the way.
He ain't low.
But let me tell you something.
You never know.
Let me tell you something. Pete,
y'all know when I tell y'all.
Never looked happy. Let me tell you something. You know how I knew Pete was starting to see somebody and take it serious? He never looked happier. Like, motherfucker will come on the screen smiling and stuff. What the fuck you smiling for? Your team is doing bad.
With the swoop.
You know what I'm saying? And this swoop had a little sheen at the tip.
A little sharp, too.
Glow, boy.
A little soul glow. And then Matt, like, you got like 5 shades lighter. Your skin is not splotchy anymore. We were starting to get worried. He would finish 5 beers during the first like 25 minutes of the show. I was like, all right, still Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's just a damn podcast.
You was LMing for real. You was LMing.
I hardly drink. That's the sad shit about it. I don't even drink like that no more.
No, good. Good,
I'm waiting for the day. I'm just waiting.
You stop. You stop.
The only time I remember drinking, I think, was at Jobber Slam. I was lifted.
You did too much.
Yeah, I was bugging.
I'm honestly surprised Matt hasn't.
They would have snatched you up.
Bro, if Tavy was there, it would have been bad.
She would snatch you up.
If you was there, it would have. Oh my god, it would have been bad.
I like how a whole half hour into the show, now all 4 of us are on
camera. Yeah.
I don't need nobody to know where my location at.
I just parked my car.
I may be overseas. I may be home. You never know.
That's right.
Hi, sweetie pie.
I'm actually surprised Matt hasn't gone live from Magic City yet.
Don't tempt him.
Don't.
Yo, you are so outside. I'm about to nickname you Air.
Partially
Air.
They don't let me.
Yo, what Puerto Rican did you steal that Cuban from?
Word.
Y'all got jokes. No one more than
Listen, I got mines on.
Okay? I bet you do. I got another one too, though. It's a lot.
Yo, Pete had that same chain. Pete had that same chain since 1989. He used to have a pacifier around it where he was living.
No, I didn't actually. So this is my mama chain.
Puerto Ricans love. Let me tell you something about Puerto Ricans.
Pete came out with that.
They love putting the pacifier on the gold chain.
Stop.
Nah, so I had when I was born.
This is my mama chain.
This is my mama chain. This is my mama. She wore this every day until the day she passed, and then I've been wearing it ever since.
Good.
But when I was born, no lie, I think like literally, my first baby pictures that my mother had of me, I had on a gold chain.
Naked, I don't want to hear about it.
No, gold chain with a crucifix. Gold chain with a crucifix. And my mother would always. And my mother would always get. My mother would always get a brand new chain as I started getting older. So I still have that, but this one I was not. It's my mama Cuban link, and she wouldn't let me. She would never let me wear it. But when mama passed, I was like, I'm gonna wear that every day.
Go wipe that on your face. You don't want to take the face.
I got this from a fair like a year and a half ago.
All right, come on. All right, guys. Daddy recording.
Matt, I was about to say. But
Matt just beat up a Puerto Rican at outside and took it.
I you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. But we're not gonna stay on that. So
right.
We spoke about the Jets. Baker Mayfield. This was weird that I even put this on here. But the Bucs don't have a starting quarterback.
They got Baker Mayfield.
That's right.
They also have Kyle Trask.
Yeah, the Bucs don't have a starting quarterback.
They don't have a starting quarterback.
That's pretty much what I was getting at. They don't have a starting quarterback. They just got Baker Mayfield.
They have Kyle Trask.
And Baker Mayfield's gonna start. He's gonna have a couple of games where everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, Baker Mayfield's so great," and then he's gonna just bomb again. That's what's gonna happen.
I've never heard the words Baker Mayfield and greatness in the same sentence.
Ever.
He always has 3 or 4 games. He always has 3 or 4 games that everybody's just like, oh, wow. We can understand why he was, such a great player in college or why he was such a high pick. He always has 3 or 4 games a season where he shows out. And it just gets everybody all drunk. Like, oh, my God, Baker Mayfield, this and this and this. They're going to go on a run. And then that's it.
Yeah,
Peter, you're glowing. Is your girlfriend pregnant?
No.
Okay. Because you're glowing. It's a weird glow.
Shooting up the club.
Listen, we ain't shooting up the club. We're still unpacking a damn apartment. There ain't no time to shoot up no damn club.
Shit, it's always anyway. So, the Bucs don't have a starting quarterback.
That's the Bronx Tales.
That was just there.
That's the Bronx Tales. The Bronx Tales featuring Peter Rosado.
Right, Bronx Tales. Right. Yo, Matt, I thought that was you kicking your feet on the bed. No, you are not laying on your stomach kicking your feet up on the damn show, bro.
I need that shirt.
What?
I need that shirt, Dre. I need a DuckTales shirt that says Bronx Tales on it.
I'll find. I'll see what I can do. Let's see what I can do.
So can we do this? Yo, Matt, can you do this right here?
What's up?
Matt, can you do this right here on the bottom?
We need to admit that James Harden is a hoe. He's a hoe. A hoe.
He's a bum. He's a bum.
He get on what? I gotta relax.
He a whole hobo.
Yeah, just a little bit.
What?
Because the babies.
What's wrong?
But James Harden went to China on his press tour with Adidas and basically went out and said Daryl Morey is a liar and he will not play for any organization Daryl Morey is a part of. And then he doubled down on it by saying it again. So from what we know is that James Harden expected to get a max deal this summer. Philadelphia said no, and here we are. He also opted in to get traded to the Clippers. The Clippers at some point decided, hey, if this is what you want here, Philadelphia ended up saying no, made a press release about it on Monday.
Oh, there was another one. You missed one. Apparently, it was all set in stone for him to return to Houston. He was happy to return to Houston. He wanted to go back. Houston was going to get him. And then Houston hired Ime Udoka, and Udoka's like, yo, Harden don't fit into what I want to do here. He's not going to fit our system. Don't play defense. I don't want him. And Houston was like, I bet. Cool. Cancel that on Harden. And then Harden ended up back in Philly.
Yeah,
So, all of that to say, James Harden has gotten his way every place he has went. Right? Really? In terms of wanting to leave?
Whatever smile that he just did was one of the most frightening smiles I've ever seen in my life. Just so you know.
My girl's leaving right now, so she ends up seeing her. Saw her in the
That's how you smile at.
Look,
Yo,
look,
that's how you
she right here. See, look, see,
Hi, honey.
see.
How you doing?
Hey,
good, you.
Did Peter change your alternator?
Oh, was Tavy in the corner?
Dre said, "Did I change your alternator?
That you changed my
Did I change your alternator?"
No.
Tell her I said congratulations. She got it out the Bronx.
He would know where to start.
Oh, Matt said congratulations to getting out the Bronx.
Oh, thanks.
You
I
won.
miss it a little bit.
No,
I don't
never.
miss the cross Bronx.
Don't ever go back, ever.
Who says that?
He said, "Don't ever go back, ever."
Yo,
Yeah, no.
Peter, yo, do everything you can to lock. Do everything you can to lock this girl down because she's.
Get her a ring. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you gotta lock her down, bro, because
Lock
she
that
said she
down.
makes the Bronx.
Like,
What do you say?
she already
Listen,
gets the pass from us because she got you out the Bronx. So I mean,
Okay,
Yes.
so they said you already get a pass from them because you got me out the Bronx. But then they also said, make sure I gotta do everything I can to lock you down. Because what woman ever says she wants to go back to the Bronx?
And you know what?
I
Let me
mean,
tell you
yeah.
something. And before you buy her a ring, I need to see it because if it doesn't pass standards, you're gonna have to try it again.
don't do it, Pete.
So you
It's
said
gonna
it
be,
before.
it's gonna be a ring.
and
No, don't.
and
Hey,
it's
Pete, don't
not-
tell her that.
Don't do it.
Oh, okay.
And
Don't do that.
And it best not have no jumper cables. Like I still can't get over it.
Yo, the ring gonna be a tire, damn rim spinning.
So can I just share a quick 2-minute story?
What's up?
So I'm in the Dominican Republic, right? And I go on the ATVs, right? So now I'm gonna blast this company. First of all, they were an hour late, right? I had VIP pickup. I was supposed to get picked up in my own private car service. When I get picked up, I'm picked up in a van with 2 other couples, right? First of all, my room was like 3 stories, which, shout out to, my room was 3 stories. It had its own pool, had its own jacuzzi, had its own rooftop, had 2 pools, a rooftop, had its own private butler, had its own private closet. Like, it was a walk-in closet. It was lit. So I go on the ATV, right?
We live
And
in
having the time of my life. So now it's time for us to leave the excursion. Tell me why, quote unquote, this guy who is the driver gets lost and starts circling around for an hour and a half until I looked at him. I was like, yo, son, I don't know what you thought, but I need to get back to my resort right now. I thought they were going to shake me down for extra $50 to take me back to my hotel.
You have a 3-story hotel. That's your room.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a picture.
We live in
It was the whole wing of the of one of the resort buildings.
We live in foul.
Listen, I know this works for the women out there, but you should always travel to the DR with a pair of brand new Jordans that are at least 2 years old, right? And you just give them to somebody, and they will take care of you because it's like gold out there.
No, and let me tell you something. I tipped really well, so I think that's the only reason why I made it back alive.
Oh yeah. Because you also in the DR, which is the capital of the I know black, I'm Dominican, I know black.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm the bad one, right? I'm the racial.
It's true. Listen, I've dated enough Dominican women in my life. I've dated enough Dominican women in my life to know, and I went to high school.
Yeah, that's Matt. That's Matt Sirens over here. My bad.
Yeah, those are the undercover sirens for Matt. They coming. But
he got tired of waiting by the train station for somebody to jump the
You see how they
called for backup. He called for backup.
Right? Crazy.
Oh wait, he got on 2 chains.
Oh, not 2 chains.
2 chains.
Yeah, you hit him, right?
Yo, Matt.
Yo, you got 2 chains over.
Matt 2 Chains Miller.
Yeah.
He has 3 chains.
He got 3 chains.
I'm not doing this with y'all. Y'all get on my.
He got 3 chains and only one is real. What is it?
3 chains. Oh.
He got 3 chains and one of them is cubic zirconia.
You know what, Matt? You remind me of reminds me of my favorite character from a TV show, Reba. You know, when I think of the theme song, I think of him. A single dad who works 2 jobs, who loves his kids and never stops.
I thought Matt was the male version of the next door neighbor. That's what I thought you were going to say.
I ain't never watched that show. Never watched that show.
You don't
That
have
show
to.
was
It's
funny.
your autobiography.
Reba, listen. Low key, Reba was great. There are anybody who was born in our time age knows easily knows 5
You
countries.
an asshole for that. Asshole.
Everybody grew up.
What?
All right.
All right. Let's get to the next topic because
everybody who grew up in our era, yeah.
I got
5 country singers.
I got a dinner to get to.
Everybody know Tim McGraw, Faith Hill.
No,
Reba
Tim.
McEntire.
Let me tell you something. Tim McGraw is an unspoken king, bro. He's an unsung king. I love me some Tim McGraw.
That's a big. That's a big one over and over again. Right?
Tim McGraw.
Everybody know Tim McGraw. Everybody know Faith Hill. Shania Twain. Everybody know Reba McEntire.
And Reba McEntire. And Dolly Parton.
Yeah. And if you know Trisha Yearwood, you good.
Facts.
Did the Dixie Chicks count?
No,
yeah,
they just
let's throw them in there.
Yeah. Well, they're just the Chicks now. They dropped the Dixie.
Yeah, they have no choice.
No, they rolled hard. So the Dixie, the Chicks.
The Dixie Chicks.
Now,
if you
let me tell you something. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, those are my people. Like, I love them. Like, they're like friends in my head.
I was about to say, you know them individually?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either. 3-story hotel rooms and shit.
I'm gonna show you.
One day
it had a private
get
pool.
a drop from Tim McGraw for us. Watch.
A private pool, a separate private pool.
I don't think I want to know what you was doing in that pool.
You know what? How you? You're not gonna pull my card on national TV. I wasn't doing nothing but being
for sure. He tried to pull your card
on a national podcast. I was
not national StreamYard.
Yo, I was behaving.
Not national StreamYard. It'd be national Apple podcast on Monday.
I was sunbathing.
Mm-hmm.
I was relaxing. I was reading a good book.
Oh snap!
Shut up, fam. Shut up. Okay, so we won't call them cowgirls. We'll just call them cow bitches. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one better too. Yeah.
Cow bitches.
They're supposed to be a lot better this year, but we'll see. I'm not holding on hope.
They've been saying that.
Do they still got CD Lamb?
Yeah.
Y'all, I gotta jump in a couple of minutes. I like Billy Ray too.
We know Billy Ray Cyrus. Everybody know Billy Ray Cyrus.
Is there any topic you want to jump on that you want my take on?
Oh, the title of the show, which is the Blind Side, the Lives of the Blind Side.
You know, I feel like there's a lot of fuckery going on with that story on both sides. I feel like the parents they pocketed a little bit more money, but I think old boy, I think that he waited a little bit, 15 years too late to be talking all this stuff. And to be honest with you, like when you read his biography or whatever, he says that he knew it was a conservatorship. So at the end of the day, like, what are you talking about? There's a lot of fuckery going on both sides.
No, I don't think there was no issue with the fact that it was a conservatorship. I don't think he's alleging that he didn't know it was a conservatorship.
So his NFL money running out, so he gotta sit there and go after these.
Right. I think what happened is
that's exactly it. You said it.
What I think happened was also because the big case is that he was never legally adopted by them. And I guess he was thought to believe or led to believe, or he just believed that doing the conservatorship was a part of the adoption process. And so by him never being legally adopted by them, but them being the conservators of his estate, all the money that he got from the movie and all the money that he would have gotten in residuals and all that other stuff, they've been pocketing, and he hasn't gotten anything. So yes, I think as you said,
like that Britney Spears shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, it's very similar. Yes.
Right. And I think, like you said, Tavy, I think now he's getting to a point where his career money is starting to run out, and he probably went to go look for that extra money that he thought he would have had there. Come to find out, he ain't got nothing in the bank.
Well, wasn't we just talking about this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about like the money in the NFL and the guarantee when we were talking about the receivers? We was talking about the receivers and the running back. It's even worse.
We talked about this last week. Yep.
It's even worse for linemen. It's like honestly, you're not guaranteed to see no real bread unless you are like a defensive back or like a safe, not even really a safety, but more or less the only ones that's protected is quarterbacks. That's it. If you really want to be honest with you, like I don't even know Boy's stats. I know he won a championship, like he won a Super Bowl, but even then that's not guaranteed. Like to hold you after you leave the league. So for him to not get no money off of his own story, that's weird. That's weird behavior. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. But look, guys, I love y'all. I gotta jump.
All right, Queen. Enjoy the rest of your vacation.
Yeah.
I sure
Yes,
will.
enjoy.
To mommy, thank you to mommy. Mommy, thank you to mommy.
Bye, Queen.
But you know what's interesting is the average length of the NFL career, like across all positions, is 3 1/3 years. So round that, let's round that up, even though we're not supposed to at 3.3. Let's round that up to 4 years. You're spending an average of 3 to 4 years in the NFL for most players, right? I think the position that has the highest average number of years is kickers and punters, obviously, right? They average at like 4 2/3 years, almost 5 years in the NFL. You know, so if you're not in a position, if you're not a difference maker, or you're not playing a prime position, like you're in and out of the NFL relatively quick.
Quarterback.
You know, and as we said, you know, guaranteed money being what it is in the NFL and the structure of their contracts, you know, these guys don't get a lot of money as a lot of people think that they do. And the ones that do get a lot of money, you know, they got to be very smart with it. Listen, we all grew up watching Chad Ochocinco, and I think it shocked a lot of people when he came out on an interview and he said all the jewelry that he wore, that he was stunting with in his NFL career, was either fake or was rented to him, and he never paid a dime for that jewelry.
Smart man.
Very smart man.
Right, and everybody was like, "Wait, you didn't?" He was like, "Yeah, a lot of those diamonds or the gold that you saw was fake to begin with, and if it wasn't fake, it was usually a sponsorship deal or rented to me to wear for the game, so I could put over the jewelry place." But he's like, "I don't own none of that." But the problem is there are generations of people and generations of players who grew up seeing that, not realizing that wasn't real. And so you get guys who are going to go and get an $80 million contract with $40 million guaranteed. And listen, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to age myself here. And this movie came out before I was born. But have any of y'all ever seen that movie, Brewster's Millions?
Never heard of it.
Richard Pryor. So Richard Pryor did this movie called Brewster's Millions, where he found out that he had inherited a large sum of money. I think it was like $10 million or something like that, whatever. And he had to spend it all in a month and had to own no assets by the end of that month. He couldn't tell anybody why he was spending it. He couldn't just give it away. He had certain like guidelines in place that he had to deal with. I don't know how hard it is to spend or easy it is to spend large amounts of money. But I think coming from the lives that the four of us have come from, I think if you gave me $40 million, I'm not going broke.
You give me $40 million, I'm going missing.
Right? Like, I don't understand how a lot of these NFL players, these NBA players, make the type of money that they make, even off of one contract, and go broke.
because they spend a lot of time taking care of everything around them and then trying to live above their means
Fuck them
without
people.
trying to balance their lives out. If I ever got that much money, first thing I'm doing, I'm clearing debt, but not just me, but anybody in my family. I'm clearing their debt. We're going, and then the rest of the money is being invested or saved. You will never know if I had y'all never know if I had the money. Well, y'all would know, but other than that, you might you might see a few little tinkers and updates to the show,
You know what I'm saying?
but that's about it.
You ain't catching me dead nowhere. Ain't no
Well,
new change.
speaking of catching people dead, and speaking of where Queen is right now in the Dominican, did y'all hear about this Wander Franco shit?
Yes, lock him under the jail.
Who?
Do
Yep.
not pass go. Do not collect
Mm-hmm.
$200.
Who?
Definitely
Lock
don't
him
collect
under
two
the
hundred
jail.
dollars.
Who?
So Wander Franco is a shortstop with the Tampa Bay Rays organization. I believe going into this year, he signed like a 13-year, $200-something million extension
Guaranteed?
with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed, and his money, like MLB money, is guaranteed. Signed a 13-year, $200-something million contract. One of the most 22 years old. 22 years old. Okay. One of the most dynamic shortstops in Major League Baseball, was having a career year so far in Tampa Bay. Couple days ago, got put on the restricted list in Major League Baseball, and the news broke yesterday or today that he may, at this point in the investigation, never again play Major League Baseball. For those of you who are not aware, since deleted tweets came out that alleged that Wander Franco was engaged in relationships with a minor located in the Dominican. Now, again, those tweets have since been deleted. I've tried looking through them. I can't seem to find them anywhere. The initial report, from everything that I'm looking at online, the initial minor that was reported is 17. And that's not who the Dominican police and authorities are really focusing on. Apparently, another report came out that said that was not the only minor he had been involved with in the Dominican. And the rumors and innuendo and allegations are that the second minor that he was apparently had a relationship with in the Dominican is allegedly 14 years old.
Don't say relationship. Say he's sexually abused, because there's no such thing as having a relationship with a 14-year-old
True.
person.
I
And
agree.
you're a grown ass man or woman.
I agree. So again, there's been, he's under investigation. Major League Baseball is doing investigation. I believe the Dominican police are doing investigation. I don't think the American police or American authorities are necessarily doing an investigation. I think Dominican police are doing an investigation. Major League Baseball is obviously doing an investigation. He's been put on the restricted list for Major League Baseball. And Hector Gomez, who was a Dominican baseball reporter and breaks a lot of news, apparently was told by people close to the investigation that already it looks like that Wander Franco will never again play in Major League Baseball if the investigation reaches the conclusion that everything seems to be pointing to.
So that means that there's more than the couple that are reported.
Possibly. Apparently, the 17-year-old is not that allegation is not being necessarily investigated, but is being utilized simply to create a pattern.
It's not being investigated because in Dominican Republic, apparently 17-year-olds are adults, and when they go to court, they are tried as adults in DR. But if he's getting charged with whatever he's getting charged with here, he needs to go to double jail. And
So just because it's kind of legal in DR, that makes it all right? I'm just asking because
No,
I'm
it's
lost.
not all right at
No,
all.
I'm not.
Like,
I don't
even
think the
like,
14. I don't think the
17
14-year-old is legal in DR. I don't
I
know
think
anywhere in the world where 14 is legal.
No,
it,
14 is not legal, and that's not what that's not what I'm saying. What I'm explaining is how they trial stuff in DR, and it's not right at all. I'm not agreeing with it or anything like that, but I'm explaining to you why they're not looking at the 17-year-old. Why
but
they're only
even
looking
in
at the
the United
14-year-old.
States, the age of consent in most states are like 16, 17.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't necessarily, it could establish a pattern of dating younger women,
Mhm.
younger girls. I don't even want to call a 17-year-old a woman, but what you
Um,
gonna say? When when you get that dumbass look on your face and you scratch the back of your neck, I know you about to say something fucking stupid. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know.
No, say it, please. Say it, please.
I'm not gonna say a damn thing. You're not jamming me up. This is not my topic. I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. Not
Do
doing
not.
that. Just gonna say hi to my people. What's up? Carry on.
Fucking phones.
What's wrong with you?
He needs to go
And
to jail.
one thing I really want to ask y'all on air. What is this? What is the shop, and why y'all be posting song lyrics on Facebook? Crazy.
I knew that was coming.
What is
told
that?
you it was
Is that
coming.
another podcast on a podcast? Because if it is, I'm not listening and I'm not supporting it. And I hope that you guys sit there and throw your energies into Yerrr instead of a 12-man R&B group. And y'all damn near middle-aged men
I
talking
just be
about
writing.
song.
I write love lyrics all the time. That's just what I do.
That's about the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. But you go ahead. When you get that stupid ass look on your face, I know exactly
So
what.
couple of things. The contract is 11
What
years,
is it?
182 million.
And here Peter go, the contract 11 years, $350 million. Let's get back to Wanda Franco. Quick hit.
No. Well,
there you go. Okay,
but no,
11
Drake,
million.
to
200.
what
Go
you
ahead,
said.
go ahead. 11 years, 280 million. What?
Mm.
What?
No, that you said though. I think
I feel so uncomfortable.
no.
I really want to know, what is the shop?
Just flip the switch. This is why we can't come at her. This is exactly why we can't come at her.
I told you though. I knew she was going to do it. I'm like,
I'm waiting for you. I was waiting for you.
Tay's going to say something about it. I'm telling you she's going to say. He's like, nah, she's not. I'm like, I'm telling you she is.
Of course I am. The fuck?
I knew you was.
You guys know me long enough to know how I get down.
Exactly. I know how you get down.
Who's in the shop? Who's in the shop?
All right.
And what is it? Inquiring minds. Peter, we can get back to stats and figures and all that nerdy shit you been talking about in 2 seconds.
All right.
And thank you, Peter, for being the only person on this podcast.
Makes you feel any better. I know nothing about the shop either.
Yeah, because they didn't invite you nor me to be a part of the shop because they want to be a part of. I'm tired of them. Every 3 minutes we turn around, Peter. You know what, Peter? Me and you should start a podcast. It should be called.
I want to see that.
I want to see that. It should be talked about. It should be. No, why would it be a Bronx Tale?
I mean, I'm just saying, call it Bronx.
We should call it the Kosciuszko Bridge.
No, we would call it High Society.
We should call it the Kosciuszko Bridge.
Yo,
where we sit and we talk about stuff that actually makes sense.
I'm done.
So y'all
we talk about everything. Because me and Peter. Then first of all, when me and Peter we lean so liberal, we should have our own shows on MSNBC. That's number one. Number two, we the only people who actually care about. We actually look up sports figures and stats and numbers, right? That's number two. So y'all want to have the shop, right? Me and Peter gonna have the bridge.
You know what? I'll make it happen.
Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
We actually, you know what?
Copyright infringement. That's what we do.
We should actually show up on time. At least we know that if a podcast says 6 o'clock.
Well, you'll show up on time.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll show up on time. You'll start the podcast 15 minutes by yourself.
Don't let the facts get away with a good story, Dre.
No.
Nah, you can't use Matt stuff. Nah, get out of here.
Yeah, no, but
Don't-
I bet y'all gonna use it on the shop though. We're gonna hear all the special drops. We're gonna hear don't let the facts get away with a good story. No, we're gonna hear that man, but he's gonna be talking about Tyrese instead of Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Tyrese is a national treasure. Thank you. We're not doing
Yeah.
that. We ain't taking
Matt,
no Tyrese.
you're not making us look good.
I'm just
Yo,
saying we ain't gonna
that
tolerate
shot.
no Tyrese slander.
Shot
Talking about
these
that
nuts,
man and talking
brother.
about Tyrese. No. We're not talking about the man who was crying on.
He was crying because
No,
The
we
Rock
don't want
didn't want to
that.
be his friend no more.
Listen, for the shop, I'm gonna get you a present, Matt. I'm gonna get you a James Harden jersey.
Here we
A
go.
fourth chain.
Look, you know what? I ain't even gonna go that route. I don't
A
even
fourth
know I don't know how I feel about the James Harden shit sometimes because I like part of me is sympathetic and part of me is not. I think he's just an all around hoe. I'm just sticking with that.
Okay, I rock with that. You know what, Matt? You right.
Because
You're right. You're not gonna hear that.
Him and
rooster from
Kyrie
me.
Irving.
no, but for him to sit there and go like, "Oh, he's a liar," and he repeated it twice. Fuck you, Pete. I think I didn't catch that. I caught that.
Yo, but but you know what? Shout out to Kyrie Irving because what he did this past week was he spoke about the importance of mental health awareness for young athletes and really is putting his money where he always does. He puts his money where his mouth is when it comes to stuff that are to causes that are important to him.
Listen,
You get what I'm saying? But
big
anyway, for
ups,
real,
big
y'all,
ups to
I gotta
Kyrie.
go. Bye.
Bye, Queen.
The shop.
Peace
Bye.
out, Queen.
Yeah.
Big ups,
Peter.
big ups to
Shop
Peter,
business.
let me tell you something.
yes.
Don't let them bully you when I'm going. I'll be here to have your back.
Oh no, we're gonna
Got
stomp
you,
Peter
got
out
you.
while you out of here.
Stomp him the fuck out.
Yo, let me tell you something.
Kick him right in the fucking leg.
Y'all know that I'm a troll. Y'all know I'm a big
Yes.
troll. Y'all mess with Peter when I'm gone. Every single thing any of y'all do from the shop or the store, anything y'all post, I'm coming on and I'm coming on and I'm violating. I think I kind of get a gist of who's the members. Is you over there, Big Baby? Is you under there? 3 Chains. And it's Mr. Michael Bostic, Stan, and then somebody maybe Drizzy, right?
No, it's E.
Nope.
Who's E?
See, Eric.
No,
Who's that?
she's supposed to find out for herself, Matt.
All right, no, don't worry.
So y'all
Yo,
got a drug on the show?
let me tell you something.
Y'all just have
Anybody
E
who
all on the
cut
show?
anybody who cut Pete
Don't do
off,
it.
I swear on everything.
I just want to say
After
how
we
that.
finish this show, right? And I hear the recording, and I hear any Pete slander or nonsense when I'm not on this line, I'm gonna troll every single thing you post. I'm gonna share it on my page. I'm gonna make comments. You're gonna hate the shop when I'm done with y'all. Bye.
So
I love you, Tay. So what is Kyrie Irving watching on Amazon now?
Pete gonna get a whole 20 minutes to talk now because Tay just did that.
Any new documentaries that Kyrie Irving wants to share on X or Twitter, Matt?
I just want to say hi to Lala. How you doing? Yeah.
In all seriousness, Tay was right in terms of the Kyrie Irving thing. Kyrie Irving has put his money to where his mouth is when it comes to things that he is passionate about. Can't never say that about that. So is James Harden. James Harden put money to things he's passionate about, like strippers, right? So,
well, no, you're not wrong, Dre. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden does put his money where his mouth is, in the sense of he buys food and gets fat so that he can get traded away from teams. And then
he fucked his own self up. Nah, fuck that. We got to be realistic about shit. He fucked his own self up. I'm tired of this shit. Like, this shit is real.
But that's
dumb.
what I was saying. That's what I was saying before.
I take 2 pay cuts, stupid nigga. I'm sorry, I can't say that. I'm sorry. I gotta relax. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing, right? Here's what I was saying about James Harden always getting his way, right? He got Dwight when he wanted to get Dwight. He got Chris Paul when he wanted to get Chris Paul.
Got PJ
Carmelo.
Tucker.
He got PJ Tucker when he wanted to get PJ Tucker twice. He got Carmelo Anthony when he wanted to get Carmelo Anthony. He got Russell Westbrook when he wanted to get Russell Westbrook. He got. Well, I'm getting to that. I'm going down the.
I'm going in order.
right?
Yeah.
He wanted to go to Brooklyn. He got fat, got traded to Brooklyn, right?
Fuck you,
He
James
said-
Harden, for that.
he said-
and Josiah and Sean
He
Mark.
said
Shit,
the next thing
superstar.
he said, you know what? I want to play with my best friend Daryl Morey, right? So
Gotta relax.
again, he goes to Vegas. He decides he not want to participate in team activities. He gets traded to Philadelphia. Him and Daryl Morey all of a sudden are supposed to have this kind of deal in place, which I believe they did have a deal in place. But at the end of the day, the NBA is a business. We speak about this all the time. Why am I paying somebody who does not show up in the playoffs? Ever.
Like, it's non-existent. We're not going to talk
The
about
only time James Harden has shown up in the playoffs was in his first playoff run with Oklahoma City. That's it.
No, he didn't.
That's it.
No, he didn't.
He did. He did.
No, he showed up. He didn't show up in the finals.
It only matters
He
if
didn't
he
show up
showed
in the
up in the
finals.
finals.
He 6 man the hell out of that
No,
year.
he didn't.
For sure.
No, the fuck he didn't. He didn't show up in the fucking finals.
We're not talking about
He
the
was not
finals.
there.
We
But,
said the
but
playoffs
that's the playoff
first.
run.
We said
That's the playoff run. That's the
He
playoff
don't
run.
show up when, but yes, I agree with you. He doesn't show up when he needs to show up.
And motherfuckers got the audacity to compare him to Dwayne Wade. You motherfuckers gotta relax. I'm sick of this shit. We are not gonna throw dirt on the good name of the Flash. We are not doing that. That's what we're not doing. James Harden is a hoe. And it hurts to even say this because I actually am a fan of how he plays. I'm a fan of how he played. Not in the finals and in the playoffs, clearly. I'm
not a fan of how he plays because he turned the NBA upside down. I'd rather what Steph did have everybody shoot from damn half court than James Harden have everybody traveling.
You talking about the Euro step or you talking about the step back?
I'm not talking about the Euro step. Euro step's been around. Manu Ginobili has a better Euro step than James Harden.
No, I'm
James Harden stop, drops, and rolls his way into a layup.
A free throw. No, he's to a free throw.
No, but the 3-step, hop backwards, 3-pointer and all this shit. Come on, Matt. Pete, when we were all playing, when did taking a third step was crazy immediately.
Listen, I have not seen such blatant abuse of the rules since Reggie Miller kicking out every time he shot a three.
You know what's crazy? Everybody at one point in time, people thought about and one should be incorporated into the NBA, right?
We had
like this.
Austin.
Yes. Now Skip was a whole different dude. He did some hot boy shit and got himself.
That was my guy.
Done.
I
like Skip.
We had Steve Francis too.
Steve Francis and Baron Davis. We had products of the N1 era, but they wasn't doing hot boy stuff like Ray for Austin.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Baron Davis would have completely embarrassed James Harden.
What are you talking about?
Baron Davis would have been one of the
because Baron Davis would have just punched him in the mouth. I want to see a guy like James Harden be able to exist on teams that had the following players: Rasheed Wallace,
Charles Oakley,
Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups, Baron Davis. Like teams back in those days, they didn't play the bullshit, right? Like they did not play the bullshit. You had divas. Don't get me wrong. No one's ever going to sit here and say that Rasheed Wallace didn't have diva-like behavior. No one's going to ever sit here. Mm-hmm. No one's ever going to sit here and say Baron Davis did not have diva-like behavior. But they also understood.
Not B. Diddy. B. Diddy was a model citizen.
Yeah, he had his moments.
Except for that time.
Right, but he had his moments, right? Like, but this is, and I've spoken on this before. The problem with the NBA has always been that they live in the world of extremes, right? We said the players had no power. The players had no agency.
They got too much.
And now they've got too much. Now it's all about player agency, and now it's all about player power. And that's why you got guys like James Harden who exists the way that he exists, who does what he does.
As a whole. A full whole.
Right. And unfortunately, he ends up getting what he wants because teams acquiesce to the player.
I don't think they're going to do it this time. Like I said, I've said it inside the
Philly
group
will.
chat.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Philly will trade James Harden. They will not get what they want for him.
I don't think they have to. His dumbass
they
is
will.
like his dumbass is a tablespoon of petroleum jelly away from being Stephon Marbury in the fucking China League.
No, you're not
going
wrong.
nowhere.
But here's why they will trade him. I'm gonna tell you why.
To
Because
where? To where? And
Hold
then
on, listen. Hold
they
on,
don't
man.
have to trade him. He only got 1 year left.
You're
Which
not
is why
wrong.
which is why you trade him.
Right. I didn't say they had to trade him. Daryl Morey, if he wants to stick in his guns and just sit there and not trade James Harden, fine. The problem is James Harden will sit there and make the time in Philly
33
miserable.
33 million. Getting paid that 33
right,
million.
and he will make it miserable. He will become a distraction. And at the end of the day, Philly's management will not want to have to deal with, the ownership group will not want to have to deal with the distraction that James Harden will continue to bring. Because here's what's going to end up happening. Every day, instead of players getting asked about their performance during games, every day, instead of players getting asked about the team, every day, instead of players getting asked about their business, every single player on that team will get asked every day about James Harden, about James Harden, about James Harden. And the players will complain, and management will complain. And what will happen? James Harden will get traded because they want to get rid of the distraction. And if there's one thing James Harden is really good at, besides traveling to the basket every single time he drives,
It's being a hoe.
is being a damn distraction.
You mean a hoe?
Right. And they will trade his ass because they have to. And that's the thing. And he will get what he wants. And again, here's another thing. If you think the players' union defended Ben Simmons when Philly tried to fuck him, imagine what they'll do to James Harden.
That's different. Ben Simmons was dealing with mental health. James Harden just being a spoiled bitch because he wanted more money. That's all this is about.
The players' union will still come to his defense. And the players' union has never been stronger in the NBA than it has been over the last couple of years.
Yeah, she didn't become smart as hell.
So that's the thing. The players' union will defend James Harden, and Philly will not want to pay him. They won't.
They have no choice. It's like the Ben Simmons thing. Remember when Ben Simmons was holding out playing, and they still had to pay him?
Well, no, they had to pay him because, like you said, it was a mental health thing.
No.
James Harden.
They didn't believe in mental health thing. He had to physically show up and participate in practice. It says nothing about him playing games. He has to be present. As long as he's present, he's getting paid.
And you think James Harden's going to be present and show up in practice?
Yeah, he'll show up, but he's going to be a dickhead. That's pretty much all it's going to be. Which, in a sense, they thought Ben Simmons was being a dickhead. Talking about he had a phone in his pocket or some shit in his pocket or some shit like that. They was fucking with him. They just wanted him out. They just couldn't find a better deal. Where Daryl Morey does not want James Harden gone. That's just the like Daryl Morey does not want James Harden gone. But his ego is hurt because James Harden embarrassed him for the world to see and called him a liar. So that's all this is about. It's a dick measuring contest. That's all it is. It's a dick measuring contest. And I'm mad. It's again, we're talking about never mind. But anyway,
well, you know, you
James
said it
Harden. Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, you do. So going from
by the way, Dre, Matt, what you said? It's a dick measuring contest, and last I checked, Daryl Morey ain't black. Move on, Dre.
So yes, this was a great episode of the Yerrr Sports Show. No. One last thing is real quick and to the point. So around 20 years ago, I'm sorry, I got my math was a mather when I wrote the script out. 20 years ago, the blackout happened, and a couple things that stick out to us.
I was stuck in the Bronx.
Hold on. Listen, Matt, I'm getting to that. Let me beat it up. I got you. So I was stuck in the Brooklyn Children's Museum in Crown Heights, Matt was stuck in the Bronx. Pete, where were you?
I was in North Carolina.
Pete was in North Carolina living his best life with the Central Air. Tay was someplace in Brooklyn, right? A lot of things was happening. When the blackout happened, Lumi D was on the radio for 24 hours straight. Maybe hit the song "Uh-Oh."
I fucking
really can't listen to it anymore.
It had like 7 remixes.
Yeah,
It makes no sense.
Like the remix was broken down like 4 different times. It's like the Touch It remix, but different and more annoying. But one of the things that we didn't get that we were supposed to get was probably the greatest street ball game that never happened between Team Rockefeller versus Team Terror Squad. And when I say this was the greatest game that never happened, I will tell you the names that were involved in this game: Shaq, AI, Starberry, Jamal Crawford, Lamar Odom, LeBron James. I said AI, yeah.
Yao Ming.
Yeah. It's a bunch. It was a bunch. Oh,
and I'm telling you right now,
Kobe.
it would have been Team Terror Squad to take that.
You are so biased with your bro.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
Hold on.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because the only player, if we're going based on 2003, we're not going on who the players became. We're going on who they were in 2003. LeBron James was not LeBron James yet in 2003. His rookie season was not as good as many people thought it was, right? They look at it now with reverence because of who LeBron James has become.
Yeah, he was the second person out of 25 and 5.
Right? But you look at it, right? Mm-hmm. LeBron was not LeBron yet. And the only other Jermaine O'Neal was on that team. Jermaine O'Neal is on Team Rockefeller. It's Jermaine O'Neal. Yeah. It's Shaq. It's LeBron. It's Marbury.
You okay?
And I forget who the small forward is
Jamal
on that team. The 2 guard.
It was Jamal Crawford. And so it was Jamal Crawford, Lamar Odom, LeBron James, Shaq, and
no, I thought it was Jermaine O'Neal. I thought it was Jermaine
O'Neal. No, I'm laughing at the other thing you said.
The blackout happened when the blackout.
That's right. LeBron had not evolved to his Charizard form yet.
This part. That's right.
Yeah. LeBron had out. Yeah. Oh, Mega Charizard. Sorry.
Right. If you look at Team Terror Squad, you have AI, you have Melo. Melo's earlier years were better than LeBron's. LeBron got past Melo real quick, but those very early years, Melo had a much more significant statistical impact on his team.
He got robbed the Rookie of the Year.
He did. So you had Melo.
Rookie of the Year.
You got Melo. You've got AI. You've got Yao Ming. You've got Jermaine O'Neal.
Yep.
Yao Ming was going to play.
Yeah. And who was the 2 guard on that time? On that
squad? Rucker Park. He was going to play.
Yeah, I'm about to show you right now because I have it because I was involved with the guys running the tournament about it.
It's AI. It's AI, Carmelo, Yao Ming, Jermaine O'Neal, and I'm forgetting who their 2 guard was.
Hey.
But really,
found it. So
shout out to Cedar Hill, Texas.
Hey.
Shout out to Cedar Hill, Texas. I don't know who that is in there. Please state your name so we can shout you out because it's just a Facebook user, but shouts to you. So Team Rockefeller, Sebastian Telfair, Jamal Crawford, LeBron James, Lamar Odom, and Shaquille O'Neal. Team Terror Squad, AI, Starberry, Melo, J.O., and Yao Ming.
There we go.
Terror Squad was beating the shit out of Team Rockefeller unless LeBron evolved early.
Yeah, because Shaq 2003 Shaq would have bodied Yao, but Yao at least could height-wise hold against Shaq. But 2003 Shaq was a different beast. That was a different animal.
And Rucker Park, you thought
right? 2003 Shaq, it's much different. So that's really the only scary part of that team. Jamal Crawford was still Mr. I might drop 60. I might shoot 0 for 60. That was still that Jamal Crawford at that time. Sebastian Telfair is getting straight washed. I said this. Washed on a triple cycle by Allen Iverson. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sebastian Telfair will go home crying to his mama, never want to play basketball again. That boy will get a professional contract in badminton after getting washed by AI. Okay.
But-
Marbury's going to wash Jamal Crawford. Okay.
What? Whoa. Stop.
2003 Jamal Crawford.
You are not
2003 Jamal Crawford.
violating Jamal Crawford like that man ain't got
I'm sorry. Again, I'm going based on who he was in 2003. Not
and Jamal Crawford was a monster, but you are wilding, bro. What happened to you?
No. It's Marbury. Marbury is washing Jamal Crawford. LeBron and Melo is a wash. That's a tie right there. That's a wash there. Jermaine O'Neal and Lamar Odom. Interesting. Because in Rucker Park, I think Jermaine O'Neal really kind of like embarrasses Odom, but Odom was more athletically gifted.
Way, because Lamar Odom plays that street ball style from the.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Athletically wise, Odom for that team would be a stretch 4. He'd be like the power forwards we see nowadays.
He'll be a
Jermaine O'Neal, though, on the inside, Jermaine O'Neal on the inside would have killed Lamar Odom. But Odom, I feel, would have pulled Jermaine O'Neal out to the perimeter and to the mid-range, which would have made Jermaine O'Neal not as effective because he would have been tired defensively and would not have been able to do anything offensively.
I get your analysis, but I think you're thinking on the rounds of like the NBA. You're talking about Queensbridge, Lamar Odom in Rucker Park. That's not happening. And you really, it's like you talking about Jamal Crawford with no rules. You saying Stephon Marbury's going to wash Jamal Crawford at Rucker Park?
The same thing you just said about Lamar Odom is the same thing I can say about Marbury.
I think they even out because
they do even out, but that's
they'll cancel each other out for sure. They'll cancel each other out.
Okay, so even if they cancel each other out, so even
who's
if
holding Kobe?
But AI, Kobe's not playing.
No, even if Lamar Odom, Lamar Odom beats Jermaine O'Neal, Shaq beats Yao Ming, LeBron and Carmelo was a tie. Jamal Crawford and Marbury. I think Marbury washes him. I think it's a 2-on-2 game because you're having AI and Marbury beating Telfair and Crawford, and you have on the other side, you have Shaq
in the streets,
and
they thought
Odom.
Telfair was better than Stephon Marbury,
and they were lying. They was lying.
No, this is real shit. They were thinking,
right? But the devil's a liar.
They were saying that.
Yeah,
in the streets, they do drugs as well because the devil's a liar.
He right. In the streets, they were stripping.
I don't know, bro. Telfair was a different type of animal back then, bro. I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, at Lincoln,
but not in 03.
In the league,
I'm sorry.
In the league,
in Lincoln, and in the Coney Island tournaments and everything like that,
and in Rucker, we ain't never seen him play in Rucker.
Yeah. I've seen him play in Rucker.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, he has to. My thing is Sebastian Telfair is not going to be able to guard Allen Iverson. We know this.
No, AI is going to murder him.
Right, but I think
AI is going to murder him. And honestly, if you wanted to flip it around to kind of like detonate Matt's point real quick, I would have Marbury match up with Telfair and AI match up with Crawford because Crawford's not catching AI defensively.
And Iverson's not catching Jamal Crawford defensively. Like
what?
Norman needs you to relax. Yo, stop trying.
That man was a defensive player of the year. And
we're talking about Jamal Crawford. Are you serious?
When did AI win defensive player of the year?
That man was defensive player of the year every single year in my eyes. Stop it.
Oh, okay.
Steals leader, maybe.
That man, listen, you're still talking about. You're talking about a Jamal Crawford who, yes, was as offensively gifted as they came, but this was still a Jamal Crawford that couldn't differentiate between whether or not he was going to drop 50 or miss 50 that night.
You're talking about scoring. I'm talking about in Rucker Park. Who the fuck is holding him? Who's holding him?
AI will steal the ball every time he drops the drive.
I want to poll on that. I don't think nobody. Yeah, shit, you gotta relax, bro.
I would put Marbury on Telfair defensively. You're shutting down Telfair. I'm sorry. And Marbury just punched his cousin in the face. I don't care. And Mama not gonna do nothing about it.
When
Okay.
was Marbury ever a defensive specialist? I need the answers on that. I'm trying to hear how's he shutting anybody now.
I'll put a.
Then
you know what? I'll put a poll. I'll put a poll up on the page saying in a Rucker Park, in a street ball situation in a Rucker Park, who will have the advantage, AI or Jamal Crawford?
Now, I would make one substitution on Team Terror Squad. I would have substituted Yao Ming because in a street ball situation, I don't think Yao Ming deserves to be on the court.
He's going to get duct taped at that mark.
I also don't. At that time in 2003, Yao wasn't going to be able to handle Shaq in no shape or form anyway. It wasn't until the year after that Yao Ming started to be like, all right, I got you.
You know what? If you wanted to put, if anything, here's a couple of substitutions I would make on those teams. I would actually substitute Jermaine O'Neal and Yao Ming and give me Rashid and Ben Wallace. In a street ball situation, give me Rashid Wallace and give me Ben Wallace.
I'll take KG and Rashid.
I wouldn't take KG because I think Lamar Odom, the same thing I said about Odom being a stretch 4 would have applied. KG wasn't going to be able to hold Odom if Odom pulled him out to the perimeter because Odom still had the athletic ability to have an outside game as a 4.
I don't think Pete ever seen Lamar Odom play in the street. I think that's what this is about.
No. He's saying that Lamar Odom pretty much would have KG out on the island, but KG would want that. KG doesn't mind holding. KG doesn't mind. I'm talking about Kevin Grant. Jermaine O'Neal is different. Jermaine O'Neal will get dropped. KG versus LO, that's a little bit different. KG
not on the outside. I think KG
might bump it.
He'll be aggressive on him, but
he'll keep up with him.
LO is from Queensbridge, bro. I don't.
But LO, if he get that little, that's it. Like
that's what I'm saying.
LO that play with Sham God, bro. Come on, bro.
If you take Rashid Wallace, who from baseline to the 3-point line, okay, baseline to baseline. Listen, if you're going 3-point line to 3-point line, baseline to baseline, I'll take KG all day. I will take KG all day, every day. But if you're talking baseline to the key, baseline to the 3-point line, and you have a stretch like an LO who can move and drive and shoot, I want Rashid Wallace in a street ball situation guarding LO more than I want KG, even though I 100% agree with you, Dre. KG in a domination sense, again, I think it's the same thing as Jermaine O'Neal. If you give Jermaine O'Neal the ball down low and Lamar Odom's got to guard him back to the basket, I don't care if it's street ball or NBA, Odom's going to get hurt. But if you have Jermaine O'Neal,
Matt, say what you got to say.
I'm about to go.
If you have Jermaine O'Neal trying to guard Lamar Odom or KG trying to guard Lamar Odom and Lamar Odom pulls them out to the island, Lamar Odom's going to have the physical speed and athletic advantage. So I would have substituted Jermaine O'Neal and Yao Ming in a street ball situation for both Rashid Wallace and Ben Wallace. I think Ben, while he still would not have been able to hold Shaq, would have really pissed Shaq off. Rashid Wallace would have been able to hold Lamar Odom, whether it be inside or outside. Also would have made Lamar Odom work defensively outside and inside as well. You're also able to control the rebound game with both Rashid and Ben Wallace. And then it becomes basically Telfair, Crawford, and LeBron versus Melo, AI, and Marbury. And in that case, I think it's no contest.
I still don't think that having Rashid Wallace over Rashid Wallace and KG, you can't go wrong with either. I'm just saying, if you want that aggression to kind of kill the noise of just most of the players, I'd have KG. I'm not saying Rashid isn't someone who will quiet down everyone, but KG is one of the 4 men, like like a what's the name? Like a Chris Webber, who I would even have Chris Webber out there. If like a Chris Webber who has handle and it can bounce with the ball too. Not like Lamar Odom, because Lamar Odom was raised as a point guard. But again, it's just evening up the teams. But I know what I'm going to do. I know what we're going to do to solve this, and I'll put it in the chat later. But you guys stay
Also, if they
tuned for
wanted
that.
a white boy, why didn't they get Doug Christie?
They didn't. So
Because that would have been the ultimate white boy in Rucker Park.
why would you get Doug Christian when you can get Jason Williams? This is a street ball game.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd put Jay Will and Sebastian Telfair. That'd be a good matchup one-on-one.
Yeah,
But
if you
have Jay Will and AI, that's the thing. I feel like if you have AI and you put Doug Christie, you allow AI to become more open, and you could put Doug. Like, you could have put Doug Christie on Jamal Crawford and have AI match up against Telfair, and then what the hell Telfair going to do?
But again, in the street ball setting, I want the most street ball ready people. Doug Christie is going to give me NBA defense. I want street and one offense before I want NBA defense. But I'll definitely post something for everybody to kind of,
Now y'all understand why I was a fan of the Bad Boy Pistons, because I'm a big defense guy.
Yeah, for sure. But shout out to everybody, all of us doing the show. Shout out to We Are Wrestling. Their show is coming up.
September 8th, baby, 3 weeks away.
September 8th, Deja Vu in the Bronx with so this Carter is massive with the main event. Did you announce what the main event is going to be, or
we have not announced what the main event is going to be?
So we won't announce it here, but Pete will announce it soon.
We have 3 main event level matches though, with O'Shea Edwards and John Davis versus Dan Moff and Sean Donovan. You have Darius Carter versus George South, and you have Ruthless Lala one-on-one against AEW Ring of Honor Mercedes Martinez.
Absolutely. Listen, Pete, if you need a pre-show as well for your stuff, listen, I'll probably be off. If you need a little something, I got you. We
can always figure something out. Matt's gonna have to relax.
No, Matt won't be on this one. he won't be.
Matt's relax.
Listen, Matt. Listen, Pete. Just get your fly guy. I give him the same picture. I'll do your pre-show for you. Me and you can do the pre-show, or me and whoever you want. We'll be pre-show.
We'll make that work. I think we can make that work.
For sure. But again, shouts to everybody who supports. Shouts to AMPM Gallery and Deeply Rooted Threads. I was a part of I was representing the Yerrr Sports Show there, and they had the blackout game on August 14th, which was this Monday that was passed. Shout out to my guy Rob and everybody who was a part of that. We're definitely gonna be working together more in the future. They're having a showing of the Warriors at the gallery coming up soon. I believe it's this weekend. What else is going on? Jobbeteers are having I believe the All Out viewing party at Legends. Hopefully it's at Legends. Like I said, We Are Wrestling September 8th. And expect more content. I know I always say it, but I've been a little bit reinvigorated to put out more stuff and just get to the money. So for the voice of a generation, Pete Rosado. For BK Matt, for the Queen Tay. Oops, excuse me. It is your boy, Big Baby, signing off. Peace.